TIFU by taking Viagra daily for nearly a year by CraigJSmith-Himself. For a while now, I've been feeling flushed in the face with a ruddy complexion. My face has felt hot, prickly, and I've had a very stuffy nose, as if I'm allergic to something. Let's flash back to last April. In April last year, I was prescribed fluoxetine, Prozac, due to an ongoing mental health situation, and it seemed to work for me. My mood was elevated, my temper suppressed, everything seemed to be going fine, until I began a new relationship and everything seemed very good. The connection was immaculate, the vibes were good, the petting was heavy. However, I began to notice that things weren't biologically rising in the way that they should. I initially chalked it up to being in my late 30s, and that these things might take some time. However, this problem persisted, and in July last year I spoke with my general practitioner, who provided me with a prescription for sildenafil, Viagra for the layman, 100 milligrams of which I should take. I proceeded to take the little blue circular 100 milligrams tablet every morning, alongside my vitamins and normal pills of the day. Things were never better. My sex life was enviable. I begun to feel energy like I haven't felt since my teens, and my general motivation and drive seemed at an all-time high. Until the third or fourth week, that is. A colleague said to me, "Hey, looks like you've been laid out in the sun too long." Don't think so. I responded, hurrying off to consult a mirror to see that my visage was bright, blotchy red. I chalked it up to sunburn or an allergic reaction. For nearly a whole year, trying different creams, lotions, and antihistamines to try and quell the redness, all the while experiencing tremendous tumescence. Not to brag or anything. I finally booked in with a different GP, with hopes of seeing a dermatologist, to curb the red-faced woes. "You've been collecting a prescription for sildenafil every month for a year," he says, upon looking at my file. "Yeah?" I question. "You must have a big backstock by now." The doctor says, "Are you flirting with me, Doc?" I reply, "Surely you aren't in need of them every day." The doctor responds, and then it all became clear. These aren't a daily medication at all. They're to be used as and when required. For those who don't know, sildenafil, Viagra, causes one's blood vessels to open more readily, causing more plentiful erections, but also flushing, sinus stuffiness, higher heart rate, and a multitude of other symptoms, which could be attributed to other things. TLDRI took Viagra for nearly a year because I thought it was a daily drug, not something you should take when you need it, and I ended up with a red face, both literally and metaphorically. Edit. Thank you to those who pointed out that I misspelled sildenafil. I clearly didn't even read the packet enough to get the word correct. Thank you to those who thought this could be AI-generated bollocks. I assure you, it is not. Lastly, and finally, thank you to those who called me an idiot. I couldn't agree more, but this is a learning experience, and I now know to always read the label of things that I am prescribed.
Top comment by Lupin Delvice 20 days ago. I don't even know what to say. This is so idiotic that it must be true.
Someone responds to top comment by Deathwatch72 20 days ago. There are also ED meds you do take every day, so it actually is basically just a simple, very common case of, quote, patient did not read instructions or discuss properly with doctor. Follow up in the thread by SaveFileCorrupt 20 days ago. Yep, low-dose tadalafil, Cialis, not sildenafil, lol. OP was popping peen-pez like candy.
Ongoing reply in the thread by the original poster. The peen-pez really made my day. I do not profess to be a smart man.
Nested response continuing the dialogue by SaveFileCorrupt 20 days ago. After trying a sample of BLUECHEW recently, I couldn't help but call it anything else.
Nested response continuing the dialogue by WR Basher 20 days ago. Blue Chew wants you slinging dick, Joey Diaz voice. Ongoing reply in the thread by Ms. Magic 1995 20 days ago. FR, my mom takes it every day for a serious cardiac condition. LMAO, y'all need to read y'all's medication bottles.
More thoughts down the chain by favorite parasite 20 days ago. Seconding this, also incredibly important to read the package leaflet/patient information leaflet. This also includes OTC medications like paracetamol, ibuprofen, desloratadine, etc. Not all can be taken together and can be dangerous to take, with certain prescription drugs, omeprazole and escitalopram as one example. You also must know what adverse effects they can cause, so you catch them early and can stop taking the medication causing it immediately, or seek emergency care if needed.
Further response in the discussion by Biomed 725 20 days ago. Yep, I take 5 mg Cialis each day, not for boner, but for BHP. Deep reply in the thread by Povols 12R 20 days ago. Butthole prolapse?
Nested response continuing the dialogue by Reefer 20 days ago. Tears of joy, person facepalming, light skin tone, male sign.
More thoughts down the chain by A_time 1980 20 days ago. Times BPH.
More thoughts down the chain by Celisar 20 days ago. Butt prolapse hole. Nested response continuing the dialogue by Nick the Quick 20 days ago. Boners per hour? Ongoing reply in the thread by exploding_testicles 20 days ago. I take 5 to 10 milligrams of tadalafil daily. It actually helps with peeing.
Continuing the conversation by semantic_monkey O 920 days ago. Let's not pretend that the prescriber had no part to play in this. Starting off a relatively young patient with the maximum dose allowed isn't good practice at all.
Still talking it through by Wiffleball ZZZ 20 days ago. Yeah, and giving him a new 90-day prescription every 90 days for a year. They were just on autopilot. For a young, healthy person, it's probably fine. I think that the main risk would be if he drinks too much one night, combined with this medication, his blood pressure could drop to an unsafely low level overnight. Since this affects your blood pressure, and your body probably adapts to it over time, OP probably shouldn't stop taking it all at once. Just gradually taper the dosage off from what you had been taking. Quitting it cold turkey might cause high blood pressure, in my uninformed opinion. Deep reply in the thread by Tranexamic 20 days ago. I don't think there is any demonstrated downregulation of PDE5 when take sildenafil daily. Stopping it cold turkey shouldn't be an issue if you're taking this for ED. This is not medical advice, and you should consult the prescribing clinician for advice on your specific circumstances. Asterix.
Still talking it through by _standard issue 20 days ago. Yeah, that doctor done goofed who prescribes enough for daily use at the highest dose.
Continuing the conversation by Learning Stuff 247 20 days ago. It's astounding to me that people don't know anything about drugs they take every day. Still talking it through by Lopsided Farm 7710 20 days ago. Those things should come with some kind of instructions or something.
Deep reply in the thread by Tenacious Tonks 20 days ago. Or when they sell it to you, they should have a pharmacist there ready to answer any questions you have. And the pharmacy tech should ask you if you have any questions for the pharmacist. /S.
Further response in the discussion by Waitwa 20 days ago, right? The entire internet at your fingertips. I always Google whatever I've been prescribed. Best to look out for interactions too. Deep reply in the thread by 21 Raleigh 20 days ago. Bruh, I've spent hours just researching the ingredients in sunscreen that I intend to use every day. Meanwhile, he's ingesting a drug every day and doesn't know the proper dosage. Follow up in the thread by Brightwubs 22 20 days ago and GT. So it actually is basically just a simple, very common case of patient did not read instructions or discuss properly with doctor. Yay, that's what nearly every comment says in here.
Reply number 2 to top comment by Meerkatable 20 days ago. One of my exes with lactose intolerance told me that Lactaid didn't work for him, even though he took it every day. The instructions say to take it with the first bite/sip of lactose. I was dumbfounded a grown man didn't bother to read the instructions, but here we all are. First reply on top comment by Bastionbard 20 days ago. It's even more idiotic for OP not to have made the connection that it was the Viagra. It's literally the only recent major change he'd been making, likely. Like, I'm allergic to minocycline and before knowing that I got prescribed it for acne in high school. It took 2 weeks for hives to show up. Weirdly, the dermatologist and doctor and allergist didn't think that could be it and I should keep taking it. It only took me like 5 months at 16 to try stopping taking it, and lo and behold it went right back to normal. The dumb part is I didn't find out until college my dad is also allergic to it, and he never mentioned it. Continuing the conversation by Lupin Delvice 20 days ago, NGT. The dumb part is I didn't find out until college my dad is also allergic to it, and he never mentioned it. I hope you're keeping this family tradition alive with the next generations. Ongoing reply in the thread by Bastian Barge 20 days ago. The exact opposite. I do not have kids and my wife and I never will. Lol.
First reply on top comment by Lickypusser 20 days ago. This is what happens when guys think with their dicks. First reply on top comment by R3VIVALMOD 320 days ago. Also, every doctors will tell you the main side effects of fluoxetine are weight gain and ed.
First reply on top comment by Old Artist 5369 20 days ago. If true, surely the pharmacist would have said something by the second or third refill for an entire month's worth. And surely the doctor would have explained when to take it, etc. And for a first-time user, what doctor prescribes a full month's worth with a year's worth of refills and starts you at the highest dosage? Put all together, it is not true.
Continuing the conversation by appropriate_fee_1552 20 days ago. As a pharmacist, I can confirm that it's not uncommon for physicians to prescribe that way. Most patients' medication profiles are total messes. I wouldn't question a patient for regularly filling sildenafil, as it is also used for pulmonary hypertension. Although I would question the dosing because it's different for ED versus PAH. Also, an overwhelming amount of people decline/refuse counsels on new medications, like they've never taken or heard of this med before, and they just take it home without being counseled, don't read anything about, barely even read the instruction label, and then get shocked if/when bad stuff happens. I can totally believe this story is true. LOL. A reply to the previous reply by J-Town's pal 20 days ago. NGT. If true, surely the pharmacist would have said something by the second or third refill for an entire month's worth. Every time I go to pick up my meds at the pharmacy, the guy behind the counter either gives me finger guns or says, "My man," and gives me a high five. Quote.
Someone responds to top comment by Extension Lab 6963 20 days ago. 100 milligrams to the dome daily, JFC. This dude was rock fucking hard for 30 days.
Comment number 2 by No Photograph 1983 20 days ago. Did you not read the instructions on the box?
Reply number 1 to comment number 2 by Fun_Ostrich 9239 20 days ago. I'm pretty shocked that the pharmacist didn't flag them for a chat by month 2 or 3.
Follow up in the thread by No Photograph 1983 20 days ago. Yeah, mine usually gives the whole spiel about, have you taken these before? Do you know what this is?
Further response in the discussion by Xyers 20 days ago. I was picking up pills for my pops once and had some for after his vasectomy, and they gave me the spiel even though I told them he was my father. I was almost crying, begging her to stop, LOL. Nested response continuing the dialogue by Logos Obscura 20 days ago. He'll be as hard as a fucking stop, I want off this planet now. Quote.
Nested response continuing the dialogue by Obvious_Cranberry 607 20 days ago. I'm cackling. Thank you for sharing your pain-laughing face.
Deep reply in the thread by Xyers 20 days ago. Truly happy to help rolling on the floor laughing.
More thoughts down the chain by Yep 1243 20 days ago. When I was a teenager, the pharmacist we all knew and loved was nice enough to send me home along with the rest of the family's medications, including my father's Cialis.
More thoughts down the chain by Xayers 20 days ago. I'm happy to know I'm not alone. Low.
Deep reply in the thread by YVR Keeper 20 days ago. They give me the same spiel when I pick up my wife's meds too, even though I'm clearly not the intended patient for menopause medications. Men shrugging light skin tone. Nested response continuing the dialogue by Raichu 720 days ago. Because you have taken the responsibility to collect the medication, you have taken the responsibility to remember and pass on the vital information about the medication. They tell you so you can tell her.
Deep reply in the thread by Sideways Fancy Prance 20 days ago. Do people not understand that you are supposed to listen and pass on the info?
A reply to the previous reply by Soft-Spoken Clark 20 days ago. Pharmacist. You guys come here. It's that guy that fucks every day. Further response in the discussion by Sigmund Freud 20 days ago. https://u2 b/7 qg3 jz cjjr8 t = 64.
Ongoing reply in the thread by Tallery0920 days ago. Every day is an adjective and it means normal, ordinary, something you see regularly. Every day means each and every day. Quick test. If you would write every week or every year, then you need to write every day. You should have used every day here.
More thoughts down the chain by Soft-Spoken Clark 20 days ago. Thank you for the correction. I will use it every day.
Continuing the conversation by Hot Wind 2571 20 days ago. OP didn't recognize the medical implications of the pharmacist giving him a high five.
Continuing the conversation by Balzan 20 days ago. Yeah, I'm having doubts about this. They come in packs of 4, usually prescribed 12 a month. No way any reasonable pharmacist would give 30 tabs, a normal 3-month supply, and not question why he was out 30 days later. Especially multiple months in a row.
Still talking it through by General Lufa 20 days ago. Not true at all in the USA. 30 tabs in a bottle is normal here. I know because that's how I get them.
Follow up in the thread by Smokin' BBQ 20 days ago. And the doctor signing off on refills that often?
Further response in the discussion by Catastrophe 121817 20 days ago. So I have a medication that I don't need to take daily, but I could if I wanted, and here's what happens. I see the doctor. Then he sends the RX to the pharmacy with 5 refills, aka I have 6 months of meds. After the 6-month mark, that prescription is now expired, regardless of whether I used all 5 refills or only used 1 refill, because the actual RX itself is no longer valid after 6 months. At the 6-month mark, when I either have no refills or the RXI expires, I call my doctor, and he sends in another prescription with 5 refills on it. Boom. Just like that, that's a year's supply. I can totally see a situation where the prescriber just adds the amount of refills he typically would for a daily medication, because either you're going to use it up and call for a refill, or the RX is going to expire and you'll call for a refill. The doc may not even know you're taking it consistently until you have your next checkup. First reply on comment number 2 by Capstick went home 20 days ago. Stop giving the guy a hard time. He's done that himself enough already.
Reply number 3 to comment number 2 by Immiscible Liquid 20 days ago. How are you an adult? Continuing the conversation by No Photograph 1983 20 days ago. Me? I read instructions. Still talking it through by Immiscible Liquid 20 days ago. My bad. Accidentally commented under yours. Was referring to OP.
Reply number 4 to comment number 2 by AP Colleen 20 days ago. My pharmacist X'd out of the medication conflict warning in their computer for my birth control and a new mental health med. The warning says that this medication makes your BC 80% less effective, and not having kids is how I maintain part of my mental health. I just happened to Google it to make sure I didn't have any odd side effects, and glad I was single at the time. I quit the new med and told the pharmacist directly, and she gave me the number to corporate. And I know a fellow pharmacist. And she said she was wondering why there was mandatory uptraining on the med conflict system a while later.
Continuing the conversation by Seeking _Hope 20 days ago. I'm on a similar thing where a medication makes my BC worthless. Before starting that, my doctor told me the pharmacist flagged it and I wasn't allowed to pick it up without a mandatory consult. And my health insurance company called me freaking out about it. I also get warned every year by my doctor, and one year they even made me sign something about it. It's crazy to have such wildly different experiences. Mine was way overkill, and yours was sorely lacking, and thankfully didn't result in an oopsie baby.
Comment number 3 by Deleted 20 days ago. Deleted.
Reply number 1 to comment number 3 by McLeod's 20 days ago. And GT. Frankly, I'm not even sure how you dealt with the side effects without wanting to flush them down the drain at that dose. I'm sure the Prozac helped not giving a fuck. Follow up in the thread by Brangisler 20 days ago. Cloudy Boy are on fire today.
Still talking it through by the ghost of Woody Allen 20 days ago. Let's see what other combinations of drugs he can tolerate. Follow up in the thread by Roses _ our _red _dit 20 days ago. Well, he was given fucks.
A reply to the previous reply by Shoeless B 20 days ago. PSA. Never flush medicine, RX or OTC. It is harmful to the water supply. Just throw it in the trash. Someone responds to comment number 3 by IH Kumicho 20 days ago. Almost 50 years old. Normal dose for me is 60 milligrams, 3x the cheap 20 milligrams pills. Can't imagine taking 100 milligrams every single day. Flushed? The funny thing is that if he's taking it in the morning, it's probably mostly worn off by the time he's having sex, but since he took so much, it's still working.
Follow up in the thread by Mironin 20 days ago. This guy was wondering why his morning wood was delayed. Reply number 3 to comment number 3 by sad_dragonfly 58 20 days ago. I am almost 40. Took one 25 milligrams pill about 3 years ago to test how they work with a partner at that time. My dick was a problem for the next 18 hours. You get a bit excited with sexual thoughts, etc. in a grocery shop? Good luck.
Follow up in the thread by Royal Hawk 345 20 days ago. And GT. I need a few things from the grocery. Do things alone now, mostly left me heartbroken, not looking for love. Surprise in my eyes when I looked above the checkout counter and I saw her face. My heart stood still, so did time and space. Never felt that I could feel real again. But the look in her eyes said, I need a friend. She turned to me. That's when she said it, looked me dead in the face, asked, cash or and GT. And I and GT. Jizzed in my pants.
Further response in the discussion by Grouchy_forever_9261 20 days ago. And GT. To be fair, you were flirting a lot. Plus the way you bag cans got me bothered and hot. Please, stop acting like you're not impressed. One more thing. I'm gonna pay by check.
More thoughts down the chain by Mark Soul 20 days ago. Last week, I saw a film. As I recall, it was a horror film. Walked outside into the rain. Checked my phone and saw you rang.
Further response in the discussion by Bombizabel 20 days ago. Giphy 3EV74TM43SMVA.
Nested response continuing the dialogue by Fat Keto Fan 20 days ago. Giphy, the WRPGM ICTV JNRME.
Ongoing reply in the thread by exploding_testicles 20 days ago. I opened a window and breeze rolled in.
Ongoing reply in the thread by FL4TSC 4N 20 days ago. This is pure poetry.
More thoughts down the chain by Royal Hawk 345 20 days ago. In case you're unfamiliar with the source, https://YouTube b/VLNWF1 SQKJY psi equals ZA3ER XEQS3 IYLXR. Someone responds to comment number 3 by PM_me, your freckles 20 days ago. Yup. Half a tab with a couple paracetamol/ibuprofen to stave off the incoming headache. A reply to the previous reply by a sass baby 20 days ago. This guy blew pills.
Still talking it through by Ronzor 20 days ago, but he doesn't blue balls.
A reply to the previous reply by Ohio Coder Numero Uno 20 days ago. Just take it with a 8 ounces glass of water.
Reply number 5 to comment number 3 by Donor Cycle 20 days ago. I can't even imagine 100 milligrams. We halved the 10 milligrams tablet before, and I could have laid down and been a flagpole the rest of the night. Continuing the conversation by Muscle Train 20 days ago. You probably took Cialis if it was a 10 milligrams tablet you halved. Viagra is more commonly known to be taken in 25/51 of a milligram. Cialis is 10/20, and some people will take a daily dose of 5 milligrams, as Cialis is good for BP and other stuff, and not as bad on the stuffiness/headache scale IMO. Further response in the discussion by Donor Cycle 20 days ago. You know what? You are right, I just asked my buddy who hooked it up, and it was Cialis LOL. I don't recall any stuffiness/headaches, but it was the one time for me.
Follow up in the thread by CapFan 20 days ago. I'll pop a 100 when I know I am shit-faced drunk, and I need my sidekick to do all the work on its own. Autopilot. Someone responds to comment number 3 by AI_non 20 days ago. I've been taking 100 milligrams a day for a couple of years. My PCP prescribed it. I do have a very red face. I thought it was from drinking. I don't recall really having headaches or stuffiness hurt. You have me questioning everything.
A reply to the previous reply by Keels 20 days ago. Your doc did not prescribe it for daily use. Go read your labels and inserts.
Further response in the discussion by A_non 20 days ago. Okay, I just checked the label. It says take 1 tablet as needed 1 time daily and is a prescription for $30 per month. I know that it was first being tested for heart conditions, which I have, so I thought it meant once per day. But maybe my doc just wanted to make sure I was good if I'm a daily driver, huh?
Deep reply in the thread by Keels 20 days ago. As needed being before daily is the key. It's like only take when needed and never more than once per day.
Deep reply in the thread by I_non 20 days ago. You are correct. I understand that now. I misunderstood the intent, based on the fact that I had heard it was originally being tested for heart conditions.
Deep reply in the thread by Kenny Never Dies 20 days ago. It is very important that you clarify this with your doctor, rather than random Redditors. Sildenafil is a PDE5 inhibitor that is used in pulmonary hypertension. Have a chat with your doctor to clarify if you are supposed to be on it for heart conditions. More thoughts down the chain by turtle_cat_squirrel 20 days ago. Doe. That means you can take it as needed up to 1 time daily. Meaning, only take it when you're expecting to participate in some physical intimacy, but do not take more than 1 pill every 24 HRs. Nested response continuing the dialogue by Archansel 20 days ago. The fact people can misinterpret that is very concerning. Oh no, tears of joy, tears of joy.
Reply number 7 to comment number 3 by Salty Management 9784 20 days ago. 65-year-old here, yup. Reply number 8 to comment number 3 by AP Colleen 20 days ago. How did he not end up getting noticed on a BP check, I wonder?
First reply on comment number 3 by Giggly Hyena 20 days ago. Probably his alcoholism giving him constant whiskey dick. Follow up in the thread by Weasel Torpedo 20 days ago. It's like the penis version of taking an antidiarrheal and a laxative.
Comment number 4 by Drelafi 20 days ago. I'm not a doctor, but starting you off on 100 milligrams seems, well, frankly, it seems wildly excessive. Reply number 1 to comment number 4 by Crelise 20 days ago. Yeah, sildenafil 100 milligrams at quantity 30 with 12 refills? Doubt it.
Continuing the conversation by Big_Ergodic_Energy 20 days ago. As a caretaker, it doesn't add up. 12 fills? No less? Doc would see him filling and know to A, contact PT, or at least B, PT does not have backstock, or C, PT is diverting medicine. And Doc never said the dose in the APPT? And Op didn't read, bottle, box, paper, nopers.
Someone responds to comment number 4 by R4TCH3T_20 days ago. My doctor did. What he didn't tell me is he intended me to split them into quarters. He prescribed the 100 milligrams because they're the same price as the 25s. The first time taking it, it was a time.
Reply number 3 to comment number 4 by the original poster. I have since learned 100 milligrams is definitely not the starting dose.
Follow up in the thread by Alvastad 20 days ago. Didn't it get super annoying walking around every morning with a raging boner wherever you went? Should have been a clue right there.
Further response in the discussion by Quite Cryptic 20 days ago. It doesn't just automatically make you hard, but when there is some stimulation, it makes it easier to get hard.
Still talking it through by no_salad_8766 20 days ago. That's what I was wondering. Why would he take it in the morning if he was just going to have a boner right away? The point is to use it just before the act. Unless he lives with his partner and they have a very good morning every day for the past year.
Deep reply in the thread by Reluctant Avenger 20 days ago. It doesn't give you an erection. It makes it easier to get one when the need arises. And it does that for up to 8 hours.
Comment number 5 by Fluffy Cloud 520 days ago. Something doesn't add up here. Doctors give you instructions on how to take them, and they're normally written very clearly on the container. Why would you default to taking them every day? Edit. OP is based in the UK. Discussions about US-centric insurance/coverage/state-by-state procedures do not apply. We have one standardized healthcare system that has standardized procedures when prescribing and dispensing new medication. I find it surprising that not only did OP not read the big label on the box outlining dosage and when to take the pills, but also had a GP that apparently failed to mention these details to them. They should. And a pharmacist that failed to mention these details also. They usually do. Edit 2. People keep saying don't underestimate stupidity. This isn't about stupidity. Because stupidity, absent-mindedness, not paying attention, however you want to phrase it, is factored into the entire prescription and dispensing process. According to this story, at no point has any healthcare professional mentioned dosage or timing to the OP. At least 2 should have. And OP apparently blindly opened the pack without reading the front at any point over the course of a year. I just find it very unlikely that a perfect storm of all three factors would occur, which is what's required for this story to be true. If it is really a true story, OP should report it to the GP, surgery, and pharmacy. Mistakes like this could lead to deaths. Reply number 1 to comment number 5 by Auntie Decca 20 days ago. Not to mention any pharmacist filling it would begin to question pretty quickly unless he went to a different one every month.
A reply to the previous reply by unlikely_internal 20 days ago. Most people's insurances don't cover this, so we just use discount cards, like GoodRx, which means we don't get the normal insurance flag of, this person is filling too soon. And since people aren't abusing Viagra generally, we aren't really looking into the fill history. This is how we had a patient getting 90 days worth of sildenafil every month, for like 3 to 4 months. Not sure what he was doing with the extra doses.
Still talking it through by Stolen Pies 20 days ago. Yeah, pharmacists are way too overworked to check the history of every single med. Norco? Absolutely. Something not covered by INS with, we thought, no abuse potential? Understandably, no. Deep reply in the thread by WAPWAN 20 days ago, and GT, no abuse potential? Tell that to man's dick.
Further response in the discussion by RL Cute 20 days ago. You assume they're American. Continuing the conversation by The Artificial Kid 20 days ago. Not to mention, as far as I'm aware, it's not usually prescribed in amounts that would allow you to take it daily for a month from a single script. Ongoing reply in the thread by Sushi_explosions 20 days ago. It's used for pulmonary hypertension, so there are patients taking it for a good reason that often. Not in that dose, though.
Continuing the conversation by Rusty Marble 20 days ago. Back 20 or so years ago, when it wasn't covered by insurance, I had a guy come in monthly for his fill and pay cash for it. It was freaking expensive, but he appreciated it. Follow up in the thread by Tostos42 Toss 20 days ago. EGH. Been rushed through the pharmacy a lot. You taken penis pills before? Okay, call us if you're dying.
Someone responds to comment number 5 by IOVERCALLHISTIOCYTES 20 days ago. https://preview. red.it/ul0 GQYBCL XS51. JPG? Width equals 640 an amp. Crop equals smart and amp. Auto equals WebP and amp. Equals 2B 495, A5F 329, B5CO 57, OAA 4, EB 4D7, E0, E82075, BC 95. There's a reason docs say this stuff.
Continuing the conversation by AP Colleen 20 days ago. Because of this post, I always tell people who are new to allergies who want to do a neti pot to make sure it's boiled, then cooled. I trust my friends, but sometimes logic eludes people and I don't want to be responsible.
Still talking it through by IOVERCALLHISTIOCYTES 20 days ago. My Naegleria fowleri brain slide will stay rare as long as people use the boiled, then cooled water.
More thoughts down the chain by Demjit 20 days ago. Username checks out. And how often does that happen?
Deep reply in the thread by IOVERCALLHISTIOCYTES 20 days ago. Couple times a year. Only a subset go to autopsy. If you get one, you get extra slides for your buddies. Almost all of them have a presumed sinonasal entry point, and the frontal inferior portion of the brain usually has the highest density of them. Most are swam in a pond in the summer, but most of the remainder are neti pot W unboiled water. My measles slide's about to be way less rare. It's like Babe Ruth coming back to life and having new rookie cards.
First reply on comment number 5 by Ignasp 20 days ago. I once had medicine prescribed. The doctor, while writing out an NHS order, had to go look at another patient. He forgot to tell me all the details. And I never asked. Yes, I know. At the Boots pharmacy, the lady just handed me the medicine and waved me off as there were 20 other people waiting. When I got home, I looked at the packaging and she didn't write the dosage anywhere. They usually write it on the box. So I had to call them and ask what the dosage was supposed to be, because the instructions inside just said, consult with doctor about dosage.
Reply number 4 to comment number 5 by Rhiannonen 20 days ago. Rule 1 of patient care. Never underestimate patient stupidity.
Continuing the conversation by Zalternates 20 days ago. There is a reason they make the pharmacist press the button on the register at CVS, saying they personally reviewed the medication with you. Reply number 5 to comment number 5 by Proof Elevator 7590 20 days ago. And for any new prescription, typically the pharmacist will want to go over it with the patient to make sure they understand how to take it and when to take it.
Someone responds to comment number 5 by XD Wetness 20 days ago. Getting 30,100 milligrams of Viagra a month is also insane, not to mention probably crazy expensive. No insurance carrier is going to willingly cover that, without question. Comment number 6 by DJ Gucci 20 days ago. Did the constant raging boners in the middle of work not clue you in? First reply on comment number 6 by the Lone Wolf 84 20 days ago. The pill helps get boners, but it's not automatic. You still have to be aroused. Viagra only lasts 4 to 6 Cialis, on the other hand, lasts 12 to 36 hours. And 100 milligrams seems incredibly excessive. I got 30 milligrams pills once, only took half, and it still worked great.
First reply on comment number 6 by the original poster. It only fully kicked in when in the bedroom, although it's like a constant semi, however, that did diminish after a while, I presume due to a tolerance.
A reply to the previous reply by blank_deleted___ 20 days ago. You're lucky you haven't went blind. Viagra messes with your eyes if you're using a ton of it.
Further response in the discussion by Logical Customer 1786 20 days ago. Nice try, Grandma.
Nested response continuing the dialogue by UNFNKNBLVBL 20 days ago. It's kinda true though. When I take it, everything gets a blue tint, and I'm super sensitive to bright light, even more than usual.
Deep reply in the thread by MR Minutehand 20 days ago. It's because relatively high-dose Viagra temporarily changes the way the cones of your eyes receive and process light. It's harmless as long as you're not taking Viagra at this dose too often. They become more sensitive to the blue spectrums of light, and less sensitive to others. So your color vision literally shifts more towards the blue spectrums for a while, causing everything to appear blue. It also makes you more sensitive to light. It's not like a blue layer over your eyesight. It's more akin to turning the blue spectrum higher on your computer monitor, while turning down the RNG. Or changing the color temperature of your phone screen from warm to cool. It doesn't happen to everyone, but it can be an indication that your dose is a bit too high.
Follow up in the thread by significant_secret 13 20 days ago. So how are things going, stopping the drug with that tolerance? Are you able to do it?
Still talking it through by Finnegan 482 20 days ago. Viagra tolerance doesn't work that way. Long-term use actually makes it easier to maintain erections, even when you aren't taking it.
Follow up in the thread by Biden Ginsburg 20 days ago. I'm actually glad you posted about this experience. Viagra has proven to be a little bit good for your brain, so honestly I err on the side of taking it if I'm with a partner, or even occasionally just, doing a personal workout routine. Also, Prozac is so bad for sexual performance. I think both when you're on it and afterwards. Even for years, I think. I learned that the soft way. Get it, soft. But thanks for your post, that's insightful.
Comment number 7 by Charlikits 20 days ago. Excuse me, what? I'm a woman in my 20s who has never even known anyone who took Viagra. And even I know men only take it right before they want an erection / to have sex. Weary, I thought I was having a stroke when I first read you took it daily with your vitamins.
First reply on comment number 7 by Amiro77 20 days ago. OP probably had plenty of strokes to get through the morning. Continuing the conversation by Didwife AU 20 days ago. If he's not careful, a stroke will take him out. First reply on comment number 7 by UNFNKNBLVBL 20 days ago. And GT. Excuse me, what? I'm a woman in my 20s who has never even known anyone who took Viagra, and even I know men only take it right before they want an erection / to have sex. It takes about an hour to kick in, and the effects last for about a day. Taking it with your vitamins in the morning isn't exactly the greatest idea, but it's not the dumbest. Okay, it's asterisk pretty dumb.
A reply to the previous reply by Valentino_42 20 days ago. It lasts for 4 hours and then tapers off pretty quickly. Definitely doesn't last a day, despite what anecdotal stories might lead you to believe. Cialis works all day, not Viagra.
Comment number 8 by Limbic_Goblin 20 days ago. I'm a medical practitioner. This is a ridiculous story. Clearly not true. Also, given that OP seems to be replying to every comment, the purpose of this post is obviously to get Reddit points.
Reply number 1 to comment number 8 by Hardcore Karaoke 20 days ago. Pharmacy Tech here. Yeah, OP's story seems far-fetched. Like, how could he be that dumb and not notice? But I've seen countless sildenafil/tadalafil scripts without PRN. And a lot of patients will pay for the full amount, even if insurance won't cover more than a certain amount per 30 days. Since discount cards will generally knock a 30-day supply under $20.
First reply on comment number 8 by Toto 320 days ago. Urologist here. This is nothing. On the scale of dumb things patients do, taking a Viagra daily barely registers. Hell, some patients do have sex daily or multiple times daily. Fortunately, sildenafil is a very safe drug. I've had patients take 800 milligrams since 100 wasn't working, and they just end up with a raging headache if that. Injecting paraffin wax into your dick? That's a different story.
A reply to the previous reply by UNFNKNBLVBL 20 days ago, and GT. Injecting paraffin wax into your dick? That's a different story. A different story that you now need to share with us all?
Continuing the conversation by Limbic_Goblin 20 days ago. Yeah, you're probably right. Perhaps he is telling the truth. Sigh. Paraffin injections into the penis, though? That's next level stupidity. I've never heard of that. I mostly do pediatrics, though. In Australia. I think I've led a sheltered life. A reply to the previous reply by Longdong Fraser 20 days ago. Nerd fight. I'm with the piss doctor on this.
A reply to the previous reply by Flaky_Calendar 6984 20 days ago. If either of you were medical practitioners, you'd know that there are millions of men who take Viagra daily for many reasons that do not relate to sex at all. The entire premise of this post is silly. There is nothing strange about taking sildenafil daily. And no doctor would say otherwise.
Still talking it through by these _burdened_hands 20 days ago. And GT. If either of you were medical practitioners, you'd know that there are millions of men who take Viagra daily for many reasons that do not relate to sex at all. People are also RX'd Viagra by rheumatologists for Raynaud's. It's a whopper of a dose per day, and it stops fingers and toes, and amp, maybe nose and amp, nipples, losing blood flow. People take it all day, every day for quality of life, including some men with Raynaud's, with sex not being involved in the least. CR/Raynaud's. I'm shocked nobody has brought it up in the comments. Viagra is a pretty safe med for most. It increases blood flow. It can definitively make cheeks ruddy, cause dizziness and headaches. It's definitely not impossible. OP did this, but it's not a TIFU, unless he was humping walls IMO. I've literally been RX'd Viagra as a woman in my 40s. My cardiologist asked me to wait, so I haven't taken it yet, but many women do take it.
A reply to the previous reply by PhonyKing 1320 days ago. I want to hear more about this whack story, lol. Comment number 9 by Cheese Manipulator 20 days ago. If your erection lasts more than 4 weeks, call your doctor. Quote. Someone responds to comment number 9 by Kazoa 20 days ago. If your erection lasts more than a year, consult Reddit. Quote.
Reply number 2 to comment number 9 by BIIIIIIIIIID, promoted 20 days ago. Okain Tai 20 days ago. Mexico the IR to dit. Katsinaite iprance hizo is he fake Caro. Traso if union plans. Traso if union plans. Traso if union plans. Traso if union plans clans. Traso if union plans. A reply to the previous reply by Optimus_Prime_Day 20 days ago. That's pretty impressive.
Further response in the discussion by Bald_and_nerdy 20 days ago. Not in mobile, it's kinda small. Deep reply in the thread by Infudel 20 days ago. Size Queen U/bald_and_nerdy over here, SMH.
Comment number 10 by Cubanito 20 days ago. I have never taken that drug, and I know not to take it daily. Dude, WTF. Comment number 11 by PogiGuy 20 days ago. I take low-dose Cialis due to my enlarged prostate and ED issues. Viagra, even when taken as prescribed, messed with my sinuses way too much. I have had no issues with low-dose Cialis daily.
Someone responds to comment number 11 by Dralafi 20 days ago. Cialis is absolutely the superior drug, MO. Comment number 12 by Monogram is King 20 days ago. Why, how are stupid guys having so much sex?
First reply on comment number 12 by Deleted 20 days ago. In my experience, it's the stupid guys that have the most sex face exhaling. First reply on comment number 12 by OK_Frosting 3520 days ago. You'll see OP was in a relationship, which started the whole thing. And like IME, if you're hard enough to play, most women I've been with are good for every day, barring biological issues. Period, illness, birth control apps. It's a matter of salesmanship, availability, and authenticity, not raw brain power. If you're fun and healthy enough to play, usually you're the limit, not her.
Comment number 13 by Capablianan 20 days ago. Oh my dude. How did they not notice the amount they were prescribing? Comment number 14 by Shit Jimmy Shoots 20 days ago. I work on the ambulance. You are the 1 in 1,000 patient they warn us about in regards to giving nitroglycerin for chest pain. You'd frickin' die so fast, man, LOL. Comment number 15 by Overkill 373 20 days ago. Giphy 7JQ6 UFAGPBLCM 0IH2Z.
Comment number 16 by Deleted 20 days ago. I get terrible headaches. I always get a rosacea flare, and my vision goes blue right when I take it. Worth it.
Comment number 17 by Bax_Kadarn 20 days ago. Pulmonary hypertension prevention. Comment number 18 by Hypern0IR 20 days ago. If this is accurate, you really should read the instructions, and your doctor was actually a menace for not explaining how, when, and for how long, / with what frequency. Comment number 19 by D_Rock 1969 20 days ago. I'm a bit shocked that no one has mentioned the other side effect of fluoxetine anorgasmia. My first SSRI, in my 20s, the 1990s, was Prozac. I had no trouble getting hard but couldn't get over the edge. My partners didn't mind this side effect until a certain point in time. I switched to Paxil when that came out, and later switched to Zoloft, with which I had no side effects. YMMV.
Comment number 20 by Round_Rub 22 12 20 days ago. So you were walking into work with flag hanging. Good story. I go to sleep. Comment number 21 by Man with Big Weenus 20 days ago. Great story. The word tumescence isn't an everyday word though. How did you know to use this word? Did everyone look like Smurfs or Mystique? Comment number 22 by Do_Swordfish 1420 days ago. So the doctor immediately gave you 12 months worth of Viagra prescriptions? Is that normal where you live? Because that would definitely never happen with a responsible GP. Comment number 23 by Cheney_Derp 20 days ago. I thought you were getting laid every day. That's why you took it. LOL.
Comment number 24 by Hey Just Saying 20 days ago. Why won't men read instructions, maps, or manuals? Good Lord. Comment number 25 by Forget-Me-Nots 20 days ago. Bro, how did you not know it's not a daily pill, loudly crying, loudly crying, loudly crying? It literally says on the bottle.
Comment number 26 by Potential_Stomach_10 20 days ago. So your insurance covers 30 pills a month? Comment number 27 by Bored and Typin 20 days ago. So, you're an idiot.
Comment number 28 by Bangarong Pita 20 days ago. Bro, it's real cool that you just got your first thesaurus and wanted to try it out with a creative writing exercise. But next time, make sure to get the spelling right on sildenafil.
Comment number 29 by Utter BBQ 220 days ago. OMG Lowell, 100 milligrams is a lot. I tried it one time just for fun, and it almost got annoying because for the smallest things it would get rock hard and would not come down. Wasn't that an issue? Event with your issues, I don't think 100 milligrams is needed. Starting dose is usually around 25 milligrams.
Comment number 30 by Wanto87 20 days ago. How many prompts did it take to get this story, bro? Comment number 31 by Orange Nude 20 days ago. You must have really good insurance. How much does the sildenafil cost you?
Comment number 32 by OK Disaster 2022 20 days ago. How did you get the prescriptions filled that much? Even the pharmacist should have been checking your record. Comment number 33 by Cocaine Smells Funny 20 days ago. Are you ready, soldier? Locked and perpetually loaded, sir. Quote. Comment number 34 by C. _Cress_8859 20 days ago. If your erection lasts for 6 months or longer, see a medical professional. Lord man. Comment number 35 by I Leak Booze 20 days ago. How did you not notice? I was fucking every day? Sometimes twice a day. To be honest, my leg could have fallen off, and I wouldn't have noticed, Doc. Quote.
Comment number 36 by Club Duck 20 days ago. Might also be worth knowing that SSRIs, like Prozac, can cause sexual dysfunction as a side effect. Instead of prescribing you daily Viagra for a year, it might have been smarter for your doc to just adjust your Prozac.
Comment number 37 by ISB 4 Ways 20 days ago. I find it hilarious that you think any part of this would come across as a brag.
Comment number 38 by JDV 77 20 days ago. Good Lord, glad you're still alive and dick hasn't fallen off. Comment number 39 by JTW 981 20 days ago. JIFU EZI5 BBR8 UK downsized.
Comment number 40 by InnoBuddy_somebody 20 days ago. This is so ridiculous. I'm thinking you made this up to post it here, but that's even more ridiculous. I don't have words, man. Comment number 41 by Digital Blue 20 days ago. I'm scared to think what your bathroom walls look like every morning after you took a piss.
Comment number 42 by Lay_Goujonade 20 days ago. OP is not only an idiot, he's a bragger. Hope you can still get tumescent when all of this is over. Maybe you'll learn that your dick shouldn't be your sole priority in life.
Comment number 43 by Evolution 8642 20 days ago. I thought the medical name for Viagra was mycoxaflopin?
Comment number 44 by Dogtag 20 days ago. You're an idiot, but congrats on being a mad shagger. Comment number 45 by Nulivka 20 days ago. The pills aren't circular. The generic ones are usually white, not blue. You get 10 pills for 30 days on a prescription. 100 milligrams is not the starting dose. The effect wears off 4 hours after ingestion. They aren't a take-in-the-morning pill.
Someone responds to comment number 45 by Crelis 20 days ago, right? What doctor is giving their first-time ED patient 30,100 milligrams tablets every month?
Reply number 2 to comment number 45 by W_T_E 20 days ago. Yeah, it's not even remotely adding up. Taking 100 milligrams of Viagra every day would absolutely have landed him in the hospital way sooner.
A reply to the previous reply by the _generator 20 days ago. No, it wouldn't. The dose of sildenafil for pulmonary hypertension is up to 240 milligrams per day.